There's a lot of talk right now about what AI is doing to teams and jobs. And I want to share with you just my own experience of how this is happening. And it happened really organically. So it was really just kind of fascinating to me. So on our product and engineering team, at least in one corner of our organization, we've evolved to this team of about 6 people. There's about 4 engineers, there's a product manager, and there's 1 subject matter expert, which happens to be me in this situation. So it's a 6-person team, which is a fairly small team. But what we've found is that we can actually move really quickly to develop new features, to understand the product, and there's enough diversity of thought in the room, and there's enough expertise and balance that it works really well. Now, we're a software company. We've got multiple teams inside of the software company. But that's just how we were operating. And all of a sudden I was listening to Lenny's podcast, a great podcast. If you don't listen to it regularly, if you're in the product and engineering space, I'll put a link to it below. And he had the head of product from Instagram on there. And all of a sudden he starts talking about how this is how teams have evolved inside of Instagram, a massive technology company, obviously. Same thing, 6 people, 4 engineers, 1 PM, product manager, and 1 subject matter expert when the problem calls for it. And I think it's a really interesting phenomenon that's happening. Now, not every team is going to be the same. You may not work at a software company. This may not apply exactly. But what I've been thinking about is something that I used to tell teams in workshops when I would do offsites and executive retreats, is I used to say this thing that's not really true anymore. And I used to say, well, there's probably 10 people on your team, and of those 10 people, there's 2 top performers, there's 2 low performers, and there's kind of 6 people in the middle. And most managers over-rely on the top 2, ignore the bottom 2, and don't really know what to do with the team of 6 in the middle. And it's not that that's not true today. I think that still is the case with a lot of teams of 10. There's kind of a gravitational pull to around like 8 or 10 people. And what happens, maybe you're experiencing this firsthand, is that there's a couple people at the top that carry the load. There's a couple people at the bottom that aren't held accountable. And there's some people in the middle that are good, but maybe not great. And it's not their fault, it's that they are not challenged, because most managers don't know how to challenge people. They only really know how to work with people who are really good and really responsive and really on it. And so the industry that I've been in, the coaching, development, training, accountability, whatever you want to call it, we've really been focused on, how do you level up the people in the middle? How do you get them to be in the top 2 and stay away from being in the bottom 2? And yet, year after year, decade after decade, the Gallup numbers are the same. 70% of employees in the workplace are disengaged or actively undermining the results of their team. 7 out of 10. So my number was actually pretty conservative. It's typically worse than that. You can judge for yourself what it's like in your company or in your startup. What does it look like on a team of 10? How many people are truly engaged and doing their best work and bringing their best selves? It's probably not 10. But this morph from that 10-person team to that 6-person team does a really interesting thing, because there's not room for error. There's not really room for a bench. And I think this is the story around AI, is it's taking the fat out of the team, out of the organization. Some people are making bold and probably irrational claims around like, hey, we're completely delayering our organization and we're going to make it totally flat. And 2 weeks later, they reverse course and they quietly change their mind, because that doesn't really work. We do need some hierarchy. We do need expertise. We do need people to guide and to lead. But I think you'll see, like our team and like the teams at Instagram, that if you aren't already, you're going to start moving and morphing your team into this smaller shape of smaller, more nimble, but more interconnected teams across the organization. I'm curious what you think. Are you seeing that in your organization? Or maybe not, or maybe there's some obstacles and you think it's a good idea, but it's not happening. Maybe we can talk about why. So drop me a comment, let me know. And of course, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. I'll see you next time.